Hi guys and welcome back to Forza Horizon 5. In today's video we are going to be going through the Hot Wheels DLC that we've just played through here on the channel. And we're going to be talking about the things that we liked, disliked, so on and so forth, and then come to a conclusion at the end. First off, we'll start with the things that I liked. So I quite liked the progression slash grind that we had to do. For example, we had to start in B class, work our way through a few races and story missions to get to A class, same from A class to S1, and same from S1 to S2, and same from S2 to X class. I obviously really liked the new cars that were added in the DLC and that we got as an exclusive from the DLC, as well as just the general cars that were added to the game at the same time. I really liked the fact that we could play co-op throughout the entire DLC. There was not a moment that Sheldon and I had to split up in order to continue the story or progression of the game. We could literally do it together from start to finish, and I really liked that. I also quite liked the fact that it kind of made me feel like a kid playing with my Hot Wheels in my bedroom floor on those cute orange tracks that you get with Hot Wheels. However, this also kind of leads now onto the stuff that I didn't like. Of which then starting would be the fact that, well, it kind of made me feel like a kid. I'm grown up now, I'm playing video games. Clearly I'm not a kid anymore. I feel like there should have been something else, if that makes sense. Although I will note that this is a little bit more of a grown-up version of the Hot Wheels that we grew up playing with. I heavily dislike the fact that it kind of just came off as a rehashed version of the Hot Wheels DLC that was done in Horizon 3. We've already gotten this DLC before, I don't know why we got it again. What was exceptionally aggravating, and I mentioned multiple times during my time playing the DLC, was how much the NPCs talk. I understand that they needed to speak in terms to get some of the story and lore behind Hot Wheels out, but I felt there's just way too much talking. Let me race, let me enjoy the cars, and maybe leave a little bit mysterious so that if I really wanted to learn more about the car, I could. Something that was exceptionally aggravating whilst playing through the DLC, and it became more prevalent the further on into the DLC that I got, was the fact of the self-steer or correction on the loops and magnet tracks, which caused your car to turn by itself without the player's input, as well as it would brake by itself as well to try slow you down and get you to within the circle like it wanted. It's exceptionally aggravating when the game takes away player control. If the player's going to crash, rather let the player crash. We have rewind if we're that terrible at it. We can just rewind the game and try take the loop again. I actually dislike the fact that it was so short, despite what I was saying earlier about it, and it kind of making me feel like a kid, but also not, and I don't really know if I liked that feeling or not. I played through it, and Sheldon and I actually got through the DLC in what would have been a day. Not even a full day's worth of playing if we had to sit down from start to finish. It may have been better if the story elements within the DLC were spread out more. Something that I remember whilst editing the first episode versus the second episode was how much story elements were crammed into the first part of the DLC, and then the rest of it had its odd story element or two, but otherwise was quite empty and blank. I really didn't like how the ending was just the Goliath, and you didn't even have to win the Goliath. We actually failed the Goliath race, and yet somehow we still won and passed the DLC. Mildly upset by that. I would have liked it to be a little bit more restrictive in that term, and have us actually finish the Goliath race in first place, or maybe have a story-driven race or event that then we finished with, rather than just a Goliath. Kind of just felt like it was, hey, there we go, you're done. Cool, great. I know I listed a lot of negatives there, but overall the DLC was fun, with the odd annoyance. Okay, more so the more than occasional bug or broken thing or people speaking too much. However, it was enjoyable. The lifespan is a bit short-lived though, because as soon as I finished the DLC, I immediately went back to the main map and I never looked back. So finally we come to the question, is the DLC actually worth it? I feel it is worth it if the DLC costs less. Especially considering the fact that we've gotten a Hot Wheels expansion before. This is nothing new, really. So, unless you're like an avid Hot Wheels collector and fan, then sure, spend the money, you'll really enjoy this DLC. If not, and you're kind of just here for the cars and the race cars and such, just enjoy the cars that were brought to the game from the DLC and the cars that are already in the game. I don't think you're missing too much by not having the DLC, to be 100% honest with you. Anyway, so that's actually going to be it for this short review, guys. I hope it was short anyway, because I do know that I tend to waffle on about these things. Anyway, so until next time, where I'll see you in our new playthrough of going through Need for Speed Most Wanted 2005. So until then, guys, cheers.